Hi, this is Connie, and welcome to RedHorse. I'm going to talk about advanced customization of the grids in RedHorse. The grids in RedHorse are extremely flexible, and they can be easily customized to deliver the information you need. In another video, we covered the basic customization options of the grids in RedHorse. In this video, I'll be showing you more advanced options for customizing the grids. This is where you can really make a reporting engine out of any grid. Be sure to check out our basic grid customization video before you move on to these advanced options. We're going to be looking at the quotes grid in the global viewer. What we see now is not the default view of quotes. It's a saved view that shows the field and layout the way I like to see quotes in RedHorse. I'm not going to cover how to do that in this video, but we do have another video on how to save and load views. Go check it out when you finish with this one. We're going to be using the options area that's located down below the grid. There's usually a plus or an arrow that you can click to open that box. First, we'll start with the 3 grid customization checkboxes on the left and look at how each one works. First is Group By. Group By lets us create groupings of records in the grid rather than just seeing them in a simple list as you see them here. Notice that the grid default at the top has a header row with the name of each field and then the data. Watch that area because when I click Group By, it's going to change. A new row is added above the grid, and it says drag a column header here to group by that column. Let's say we want to group the quotes by user so that we can see how many quotes each user has. I'm going to drag the user ID column up into the Group By area and let go. We can see each salesperson's user ID and how many quotes each one has. If I click the plus next to any user, I can see the quotes for that user. Let's look at Jay Smith. He has 41 quotes. Now let's say I want to see what stage these quotes are in for Jay Smith. I can drag the stage column up into the Group By area. Now when I look at Jay Smith again, I can see that he has quotes in 3 different stages: proposed, qualified, and sold. Are you starting to see a report coming together here? This is great if I'm a manager and I want to oversee my sales team. Maybe I'd rather see all the sold quotes and who they belong to. I can drag the stage field before the user ID field. Now I can see the quotes grouped by stage, look for sold, and then see who is selling the most quotes. There are a lot of ways to return to your original view when you're done with your grouping. You can drag columns out of the group area, reload your saved view, you can click reset, or you can just uncheck Group By. Let's take a look at the next option, filters. A new row has been added for us between the header line and the first row of data. This is called the filter row. We can filter on any column in the grid. Let's look at the quotes just for Alex by selecting her user ID in the filter row. Now we have narrowed down to just her quotes. Now let's look at just her quotes with a probability over 50%. Here's the probability field. If we type in 50, we will get all the quotes with a probability of 50 because this field says equals, so we get everything equal what we type in. If we click the Filter Action button, which is on the left of the column, we can see that there are more options here. Let's select greater than or equal to. Now we're getting all quotes with a probability greater than or equal to 50%. What if we want to see quotes for Alex with a probability greater than 50 that are new this year. I can use the filter row equal to, I can type in 1/1/2015. There aren't any on that specific day, but I can see it say greater than, and then we'll get all of her quotes this year with a greater than 50 probability. Depending on the data type in the field, whether it's a string, a number, or a date, these options in the filter action will be different. You can clear any column filter by using the Clear button on the right of the column. If I uncheck User ID and I uncheck Probability, now I can see all quotes this year. If I want to clear all of the filters, I can use the button on the left-hand side of the filter row and clear all filters. Now we're back to all of the data in the grid. There's one more advanced filter option where we can create a more complex search. When we drop the box for most fields, we see a list of values. We also see at the top a couple of options, custom, blanks, and non-blanks. Let's say we want to look at quotes that are qualified and proposed. There isn't a selection in the filter actions that can do that for us. We can't select more than one at a time. But if we use the drop-down, click on Custom, we can set up a custom criteria for our filter. I can say I want stage equal to proposed and stage equal to qualified, and click OK. Now we've narrowed down to all of our qualified and proposed quotes. There's one more feature of filters that we haven't looked at yet, and that's the icon in the header of each column. This is the Summaries button. When we click it, say on the subtotal field, this opens the Summaries window. We can take a number of actions on this column. We can get a count, a total, a minimum, maximum. Let's get a count, a sum, and hit OK. We didn't see anything happen in this top part of the grid, but at the bottom, we have a new Grand Summaries section. There are a total of 45 quotes that are proposed or qualified, with a total quoted amount of about $51,000. And we didn't even need a programmer to write a report for us. Let's reload my saved view again and take a look at another customization option, the icons. I'm going to uncheck filters and check icons. What we see now is 3 new icons in the header of each column. The first is the Summaries button. We saw how that worked with filters. This opens the Summaries window. The next button is a Filter button. This allows us to do filtering in the grid, just without the filter row. The third icon is the Pin button. When we pin a column, let's say stage, it moves that column to the left and pins it. So when I scroll in the grid, any column that's pinned stays hooked to the left. We can pin as many columns as we need to. These 3 options, Group By, Filters, and Icons, can be combined together. Group By and Filters can be used together. Group By and Icons can be used together. Filters and icons can't be used together because they offer most of the same functionality, but you can combine Group By with the other 2. Before we finish today, there's one more thing I want to show you, and that's the dates field here. We saw filtering on a date field in the filter row. It's possible, but there's an easier way, and that's the dates drop-down list. There's quite a few pre-made date ranges that you can choose from. All this year, yesterday, whatever you need. And you can also set a custom range. To do a custom range, at the bottom, select Custom, and then pick a start and end date. That's the options area and advanced customization of the grids. Don't forget to check out our video on basic customization. And we also have a video on the other functions in this area, saving and reusing views, and printing and sending to Excel. Thanks for watching.